So when Joe was leaving, I was praying about, what to tell him before he headed off. And it seems really simple, but, it's I've never had anyone really say it per se at me that way. I just learned it growing up with the Lord, and that's you'll get hit with a lot of thoughts, and sometimes you'll think those thoughts are God, and Satan loves to hit you with thoughts pretending to be God, saying all sorts of religious stuff and using a word, he's good at that. But growing up in the Lord, he kind of taught me that to be sensitive to him, that if the thought comes from here, and you can perceive it if you're trying to, if you're paying attention. You'll eventually get it just by practice. But you can perceive there will be something that moves in your heart, in your spirit, right here in the core of you, and then the thought will come, the idea will, and you can almost literally perceive it coming up from the middle of you and then recognizing it. That's God. But when it's just a thought, and the thought hits you first, and then that thought may move you to a feeling afterward, that's almost never God. That's usually Satan or yourself, your own voice, your flesh trying to get what it wants, Right. You conning yourself because you're playing this game in your head, in your spirit, you're trying to get over on God. That's where that nonsense comes from. But when it's the Lord, it's core, and then the thought, and then you just know. There's the battle, kind of the tennis match of is it not, that kind of all just stops and goes away, and something moves on the inside, and it's like, oh yeah, that's it, got it, and you're solid. Right. So my admonition is deal with that up front. Make it a practice. I dare you to do it today. I was trying to bring it down to right now. I dare you to do it today. Maybe you don't have this big dream or whatever, Maybe you do. That's cool. But even if you don't, make it just a general dream of leaving this place that you're at. Going to a better place, going to a new place. Maybe come to grips with that there's challenges coming in front of you. It's part of your destiny, part of your dream. And you're going to deal with it up front. You're going to deal with it up front, and you're going to recognize that I need to be a better version of myself to get there. And just start walking in that better version of yourself today. Well, I don't know, how do I do that? Meditate on His Word. Meditate on His presence. And that word meditate is just not think about. That word meditate is a very specific Old Hebrew word that means to speak in low tones, to mutter, to utter. You know how you'd be like thinking about something and nobody's really around and you're kind of talking to yourself under your breath like, okay, I got to do this, and oh yeah, don't forget that, I got to go get that today. Oh yeah, don't forget to tighten that up. That'll go bad, That's muttering. That's meditating. You're speaking it. You're hearing yourself speak it. You're thinking about it. You're contemplating it. It's running around. It's coming out your mouth. It's going back in your ears. It's going in your heart. It's coming back out your heart. It's mixing with your head. It's coming back out your mouth. And that process is saturation of your mind, your spirit, your will, your emotions, and it's just working in you, and just working in you. And that is the thing that's changing you. And that is the thing that is making you slowly transforming you into the better version of yourself that you literally need to be to walk in the dream that's